So I'm here with Paul Telner from Viral Nation here at the MIP Creative Hub. Good to see you, Paul.
Thank you for having me here. We're by the beach. I'm not really a beach guy, so this is a treat to be by a beach. And if I'm going to be by a beach, I like to do an interview by the beach.
This
is the perfect place.
And you do an interview with the Drop and
I love it, and I'm a big fan of what you guys do, so thanks for having me.
Thank you. Paul, tell us about Viral Nation, first of all.
Yeah, so Viral Nation is one of the biggest creator representation firms in the world. We have an incredible roster of some of the biggest creators across gaming and music and comedy. We have a tech division. We have a brand division. I help lead original content. So expanding IP based on what the creators do to multiple different screens. And we are all about social media and creators. We really believe everything is on social, and that is what we live, breathe, and sleep.
And how long's the company been established?
Yeah, it's been around for about 11 years. Canadian-owned, based in Toronto. Employees across Canada and the US, and it's just the type of place where anything can happen. Super entrepreneurial, and really believe in the creator economy, the attention economy, and that everything should be on social.
Yeah, and you've just announced a deal here with Fremantle.
Yeah, really exciting. We did a really great trend report, 15-minute trend report this morning about what's happening in the industry, and then we dropped a great announcement about a partnership between Viral Nation and Fremantle, which will be original content, original shows, working closely with creators. And for me, it's just such a long time coming. First of all, it's an honor to be part of that, but I've always believed in creators from day one. Like, creators at the beginning were like the kids in high school at the dance who are in the corner and we're not necessarily on the main floor, and we're skateboarding and now they've come to the mainstream. And it's taken years, and I've always been a champion of creators from the very beginning, saying, take a look at these people. They're incredible. And if you think about it, they are entrepreneurs because they're building this entire thing themselves.
So do you think now there's a maturation of the creator economy? It's starting to professionalize. It's starting to really, digital studios that are run by creators are really starting to scale. It's an exciting time.
It's amazing. When I started in this business, I used to have my own YouTube channel in 2005, which might as well been 1965. Most of the footage is still in black and white, but I was one of the original YouTube influencers, and I just remember trying to get people's attention. I had an audience, but people perceived it as homemade, and it's not real, and it's not as good as Hollywood. And to your question, it has completely changed. We are now allowed into the Soho House. We've arrived. Creators are here. We're at MIPCOM right now. YouTube and creators are a big part of this for the very first time. And traditionally, it was very hard to get meetings in Hollywood with the creators. It was always seen as just sort of this black sheep, outcast kind of thing. And now you can't ignore a creator. When you have 20 million subscribers and incredible views consistently across your videos, you are a studio. You are no longer cats dancing and falling off treadmills and living in your parents' basement. That has all changed. There is a maturing to this business. It has become, creators are their own media business. Creators are their own news, their own kids network, their own sports network. They are running media empires out of their houses.
Yeah, and we're seeing, as you said, this sort of acceptance by Hollywood or by the TV industry as a whole now. Yeah. And we're seeing more and more major corporations starting to develop partnerships and think about how they can work with creators. So that's really exciting. I mean, where do you see things going, Paul, in the next 12 months or so? Because we've gone from almost like 0 to 100 in maybe the last 12 months in terms of how the industry is judging creators.
Yeah.
And now it feels like the scales have tipped slightly. So where do we think? What are going to be the key developments for the creator economy over the next 12 months?
Great question. So here's the thing. We've arrived, creators are here, and mainstream Hollywood is accepting us. But I don't think it's about let's bypass Hollywood and just do it on our own. I think to actually get something made in Hollywood by a creator, you have to incubate it yourself. You have to have a YouTube channel. That's your IP. You're building the data. You're building the audience. You've got the demographics. If you lift under the hood of a YouTube channel, you can prove what works and what doesn't work. So you have to create a track record for yourself of someone who actually wants to see your stuff, and that's got to be pretty large. And then you bring that to a streamer. So I think creators are their own studio. Creators are looking to work with Hollywood, but not do it in a way where Hollywood's going to take everything. There's no need for a creator to do that because they're already making money and doing it on their own. So it's about working together, but in fair deals, in deals that actually make sense for both sides. back in the day, you'd see these contracts from traditional entities, and you'd be like, how is this fair? I've done all the work, and they're going to... So now it's about really fair contracts, proper deals, and really giving credit to what the creators have done, which if you're an entrepreneur and you start a chain of coffee shops, that's a lot of work. Well, it's the same amount of work if you start a YouTube channel with 10,000 subscribers or 2 million. That's real work. That's belief in yourself. Everybody starts at zero. Yeah. Every major Hollywood studio started at zero. So I have so much respect for these creators, regardless of what they do. They've built an audience, and a Viral Nation, we're here to support them and help monetize it and help bring new opportunities to the table. So I think the sky's the limit for creators. I think you're going to be seeing them in more big box stores, coffee shop, like wherever you go, creators are going to start popping up. They are the new celebrity. And they're much more accessible than mainstream celebrities because you get to follow them every second. They're like your best friend.
Yeah. And so there are obviously lots of different brand deals. Brands play an increasingly important role, not just in funding content, but obviously wanting to work with creators and build that. I mean, as a creator representative, I mean, what do you see the areas of brands starting to partner with creators? What are the most fastest growing areas that you're seeing develop?
Sure. Well, first of all, working with brands has to be authentic. It has to be natural. You can't be a creator who's known for doing something and suddenly you're endorsing a product. The audience will call you out. They'll say, we don't want to do that. Don't do that again. I think sports is really starting to pick up. People love sports on social. That's really a big thing. Gaming has always been popular. Comedy is incredible. We work with this amazing comedian named Murray Hillboy. His real name is Max Cohn. And he does impersonations of his family who are from Long Island. And they're over the top. He plays mom, he plays dad, he plays his sister. And he makes brand deals happen. But you're still watching a Max Cohn video. Yes, he might tease a product or talk about a real estate company. But if you didn't know it was a brand deal, it's still so entertaining. So I think comedy is right for brands. I think sports is right for brands. But audiences want to see their creators not hold up a soda and go, try this, it's delicious. You see how I did that? I looked right in the camera when I said it, as if I was very meta, very meta. They want it to be natural. So when I see some of Max's videos, I mean, I work in the business, but I got to tell you, I've seen a few of his videos where I did not realize it was a brand until the end. Like he's talking about a real estate company, he's showing a house and he's acting like he's his mother and he's dressed up as her. So people want it to be natural. Brands are partnering with creators to tell stories, obviously to promote and sell their product, but do it in a way that isn't cheesy, that isn't lame, that doesn't suck, and that the audience goes, yeah, that's cool. They're not a sellout.
And interesting, you mentioned sports. We've seen quite a few deals with creators and digital-first studios now for streaming rights and live streaming on watch-alongs with creators. And I mean, how do you see that side of things developing?
I think people love professional athletes, but they just as much love people who love sports just like them, and they want to get their opinions. Yeah, you can go to all the major sports networks in the US and get people in suits talking about feedback of what they thought of last night's game. I think it's much more interesting to hear someone that looks and feels like me talking about it over pizza and a beer and just talking about it like a regular person. So I think that's what people want. They want authenticity in sports. There is a lane of YouTube where there's trick shots and there's Dude Perfect and there's Chris Staples and Jenna Bandy and all those kind of people, and that's its own lane too. Yeah. But people love everyday people talking about last night's game, talking about the boxing match coming up, and just literally bouncing ideas around like you would with your best friends. Yeah. And that's more interesting to me than three suits sort of talking about last night's game.
Paul, it's been great to
This is
meet
fun.
you.
This is incredible.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Well, look, come back on TellyCast anytime. You're always welcome.
Thank you so much. What a pleasure.
Cheers, let's do that. Let's do that.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.